Welcome to this Yin Yang Yoga Cleanse. Think of this as a spring cleaning of sorts. Not only will we do some physical spring cleaning, but we'll do some mental spring cleaning as well with some affirmations. We've got forward folds, we've got back bends, and we've got twists. What's a cleansing class without twists? If you are inversion free, grab your props to keep the old noggin higher than the heart. If you like the music that I use in my videos, check out the links in the description below for more information. All right, let's get this Yin Yang Yoga Cleanse going.
Make sure you have your props set up next to your mat, and we'll get ourselves set up for our first Yin pose, which is a reclined twist called Twisted Roots. Now, if you're inversion free, start setting up your props as I am here. Stack the blocks at the top of the mat as high as you might need them, and then take your bolster or pillows and place that on top. Move your hips to the base of the bolster and then lay back. Float the right leg up in the air and cross it over the left with no space between. Lift the hips and shift so you're on the left hip. This ensures that the spine stays straight. Let the legs lower to your left side. You can use props under the legs for support, especially if the sensation is too intense through the back and the outer hip. Our target area is the midsection. Twists encourage the cleansing of the internal organs. We only want 50% intensity through the body in our yin asana. Gravity will take you the rest of the way as time passes on. Prop as you need to feel supported, since we will stay here for several minutes. Also know that if the tangled legs are too much, you can untangle them and simply stack one on top of the other instead. You can also adjust the height of the legs in reference to your chest. So closer to the chest is more intense, further away is less intense. Once you are settled, let the eyes close if they want to, and focus in on your breath. No need for any fancy breathing techniques here, just a simple inhale and exhale. Do your best to stay still. Stillness encourages relaxation, as well as letting the connective tissue melt and release into the pose. For each Yin Yoga pose that we move into, I'll be offering you an affirmation to repeat in your mind's eye. If it doesn't resonate with you, it's okay. Just stay focused on your breath instead. Your first affirmation. This is an excellent day to clear clutter and complete old projects. This is an excellent day to clear clutter and complete old projects. Take one more nice, big, deep breath here. Slowly and gradually bring the legs back up to neutral, feet flat onto the mat. Square off the hips, and we'll take a brief Savasana. Let the legs extend long underneath you and enjoy the rebound pose. Rebound poses are here so the body can literally rebound from the asana we were just in, allowing the body to recuperate. Take a deep breath, let the eyes blink open, and we'll make our way into twisted roots on the second side. Bend up the legs, feet flat. Left leg floats up in the air, then cross the thighs left over right. Lift the hips and shift to rest on the right hip. And let the legs lower to the right side of your body, propping where you need on this side. Remember, we're not looking for 100% intensity here, only about 50%. Arrange the legs as you need them to be so you can sustain this pose for several minutes. Your next affirmation. As I unclutter my life, I free myself to answer the callings of my soul. As I unclutter my life, I free myself to answer the callings of my soul. Take one more nice, big, deep breath. Gently bring the legs back to neutral, both feet flat onto the mat. Lift the hips, move them back to neutral, and slide into Savasana once again for our rebound pose. Allow yourself to experience whatever sensations or emotions come up. This is part of the cleansing as well. Let these sensations pass in their own time. Start to wake up the fingers, toes, wrists, and ankles. Give yourself a nice, big, full body stretch. Bend the legs and roll onto your right side, fetal position for a few moments. And press yourself up to a seated position. We'll move into our next Yin Yoga pose, Yogi Squat. I've chosen to move my props off my mat, but you can certainly leave your props on the mat as they are. We're going to come back to them shortly anyway. Yogi Squat is similar to Garland pose, but because we're going to be holding it for a few minutes and our focus is cleansing, the hip opening is not as important. You can prop under the sit bones and/or under the heels. We're going to take this so the triceps or the backs of the arms are resting on the knees. So your legs might have to be positioned a bit more narrow than what you may be used to. They can even be parallel if you'd like. The purpose of this is to focus on the circulation to the digestive tract. Feel free to bring your hands to prayer and rest your third eye on your thumbs. And lastly, if it doesn't serve you, let it go. If it doesn't serve you, let it go.
Traveling through galaxies with mid-up. Positive. Positive energy.
Take one more nice big breath here. Gently lift the head and start to move into our rebound pose, Savasana. Go ahead and set yourself up for that if you're not already, and lay back. Let your eyes close and feel the feels, letting that energy rush through you. Start to deepen your breath. Wake up the fingers, toes, wrists, and ankles. Give yourself a nice big full body stretch. And roll on to your right side, fetal position for a moment. That was a quick moment. And then bring yourself up onto hands and knees, moving any props off to the side of your mat. Let's take a few rounds of cow and cat here to get the yang section of our practice going. On your inhale, lift the head and tail. On your exhale, curl the spine, pressing into the arms and legs. Inhale, lift the head and tail. Exhale, curl the spine. Inhale, lift the head and tail. Exhale, curl the spine. Take about 2 more rounds of cow and cat on your own breath pattern. We'll meet up in a neutral spine when you're finished. From that neutral spine, move into plank. Lift the right heel about an inch off the mat and step it through for high lunge, bringing the right hand to your thigh. Outwardly rotate the back heel, press through the legs, and come up into Warrior 2 and settle in. On your inhale, straighten the front leg. As you exhale, shift the hips to the left and side bend into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Inhale, come up to vertical, flip the front palm. Exhale into reverse triangle pose. Both legs will stay straight here. Inhale through vertical. Exhale, Warrior 2, rebend the right knee. And we'll go through this 2 more times. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, Trikonasana. Inhale through vertical, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse triangle. Now these are nice, long, deliberate breaths, but always follow your own breath pattern. Inhale through vertical. Exhale into your Warrior 2. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, Trikonasana. Inhale through vertical, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse triangle. Inhale, come up to vertical. Exhale where you need to and grab your blocks if you're using them. Turn into Prasarita. Rotate to face the side edge of your mat, and the legs are a little bit wider than the hips. Exhale, fold forward. If you're inversion free, use the blocks under your hands, and if you're not, the hands can come to the mat under the shoulders and the elbows point back. Let's stay here and breathe. Make sure, no matter which variation you're in, that the lower belly is pulled up and in. This encourages more cleansing. Yay, cleansing! On your inhale, lift the head. Exhale, soften the knees, bring the hands to the waist. Inhale, come up to vertical, arms extend out to your sides. Exhale where you need and turn the left leg outward for Warrior 2 on the second side. On your inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale to vertical, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse triangle. Inhale to vertical. Exhale, warrior two. 2 more times through. On your inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, triangle pose. Now all of this triangle action affects the sides of the torso, which gives a nice massage for your digestive system. Inhale to vertical, flip the palm. Exhale, reach up and back for reverse triangle. Inhale to vertical. Exhale, warrior two. On your inhale, straighten the leg. And exhale into triangle pose. Inhale to vertical, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse triangle. Inhaling up to vertical, exhale, square everything off to the side edge of your mat for Prasarita once again. Inhale nice and tall through the spine, and exhale, fold forward. Inversion free people, use your blocks. And again, keep that lower belly pulled up and in. Nice, steady breath. On your inhale, lift the head. Exhale, soften the legs. And we're going to shift to the top of the mat. If you're using blocks, bring them with you. And lift to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Stay here and breathe for a moment before we move on. Let's take a half sun salutation with a little twist. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, fold into Uttanasana. Inhale, come to Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, bend the left knee, right leg stays straight. Inhale the right arm up toward the ceiling. As you exhale, straighten the leg and bring the arm back down, and bend the opposite knee, the right knee. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands come to the heart. This next section is going to be a wringing out, balanced by airing it out. We start with eagle pose. Bend those legs, arms out to the side. Left leg stacks over the right. Now feel free to touch your toe to the mat instead of wrapping it to secure your balance. Left arm is underneath. From here, see if you can bring the elbows toward the knees. Engage the belly, drop the hips as low as you can, and breathe. Now untangle everything, right hand down to the block or mat, and open up into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon balance. We're going to do this 2 more times through, so you'll get the opportunity to work the kinks out. Now initiate the move into eagle with the belly first. Then square off the hips and the shoulders. Left leg crosses over the right, left arm underneath, flip and wrap. You can stay here or fold it forward, elbows to knees. Bend the knees so the head is the highest point. Stay for a couple breaths. Start by untangling the arms, right fingertips to a block or the mat. Steady the balance, press into the right hand and let the left side open, expand, and enjoy airing yourself out. On your next breath, engage the belly, start to pull everything back in for one more eagle pose. Wrap it all up the same exact way we did last time. Drop those hips and breathe. By now there's some nice heat built up in the body. This helps with the cleansing as well. All right, untangle the arms, right fingertips root down, Then open the body for Ardha Chandrasana, half moon balance. Enjoy this expansion after being all twisted and folded. Gently bring yourself into Uttanasana. You can shake out that right leg, especially if it feels like mine does. Bring both feet back to the mat. Inhale, lift to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Take a moment before we move on to the second side. We'll start with our half sun salutation with a twist. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale, bend those knees, finding Uttanasana. Inhale to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, bring the arm down, straighten the knee, and switch so the right knee is now bent. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, back to Uttanasana. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Here comes our eagle, half moon, ring it out, air it out flow. On this side, the right leg crosses on top, right arm underneath. You can stay upright or engage the belly and bring the elbows to the knees. Breathe here. Untangle the arms, left fingers to the block or mat, and open up into your Ardha Chandrasana. Half moon never felt so good. Nice and open and expansive. As you exhale, engage the belly. Start to bring everything back in, square off the hips, and find your eagle pose. Remember, it's okay if you tap the right foot or even stay connected to the mat with that foot to find your balance. Again, if it's available to you, you can take that nice forward fold, elbows to knees. Untangle the arms, left fingers to the block or mat, and open up into your Ardha Chandrasana. Nice, steady breath. Let's go one last time. On your exhale, engage the belly, square off the hips and shoulders, and find eagle pose. Right leg on top, right arm underneath. Exhale, bring the elbows to the knees. Be mindful, keep the head higher than the heart. Untangle the arms, left fingers down, push into the fingertips. Extend and expand into Ardha Chandrasana. On your next exhale, bring the feet back to Tadasana, bring the fingertips to your blocks, and shake out the left leg. Bring both feet back to the mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands come to the heart. We'll take a full sun salutation from here. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold into your Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, hands come down to either the blocks or your mat. Step back to plank and lower the knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga Dandasana. If you're using blocks, move them out of the way. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Stay here for just a little longer than normal, and then exhale back into child's pose. If you're inversion free, bring a block with you and rest it under your forehead on the highest level. And we stay here and breathe. As promised, here comes our back bend. Coming into camel pose next. If you're using a block, bring it between the heels on its highest level. Hands come to the back of the pelvis. Inhale, lift up and out of the waist. As you exhale, hinge, pressing the hips forward. Keep the lower back lengthened. If you're ready, we'll go deeper right away. If you're not, stay here. Hands can move down to the top edge of the block. Or, for even more depth, hands can come to the heels or ankles. If you're really bendy in your back and you're inversion free, keep your chin to your chest to avoid dropping the head lower than the heart. Take one more breath. Let's reverse our steps to come out of this pose. Walk the hands back up to the pelvis via the block if you need to, then move or adjust the block and have a seat to breathe here for a moment. We will neutralize the spine before we move on, so take a twist here to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale where you need and find your way onto your sit bones. Legs extend out in front of you for Paschimottanasana. Yet another forward fold. Sit up nice and tall, belly up and in. Extend the arms forward and fold. Hold on to what you can reach, thighs, shins, ankles, feet, or yogi toe lock. We aren't looking for the lower back to be the main sensation here, mostly the belly and the backs of the legs. If you are feeling it a lot in the lower back, it usually means that the spine is curved. To keep it straighter, stick your bum out. It's okay if the knees bend. We'll stay for about 10 breaths. On your inhale, lift the head. Exhale, gently release the pose and you can shake the legs out a little. And now we'll move into a reclined position. So if you're inversion free, go ahead and set up your props the same way we did in the beginning of the practice. Stack the blocks, 1 or 2 depending on how much height you need. Take your bolster and stack it diagonally on the blocks. Once you're all set, move the back of the pelvis to the edge of your bolster and lay back. Now, instead of legs up the wall, because we're not near a wall and we're already comfy, we're going to take a variation of sorts. Lift the legs up into the air and bring your hands behind the thighs. Pull the knees toward your armpits. You can either hug above the knees on the shin bones as I am here, or underneath if the knee joint doesn't like to be compressed. And just simply breathe here. This is nice and passive. We're not trying to force the body into any particular shape. Now bring the legs a little more parallel in front of the chest and hug underneath the knees, holding on to your own wrists. Okay, no one really wants to talk about this, but I'm going to. Sometimes when you're cleansing, things happen. Air moves and exits the body. If it happens to you, it's okay. Consider yourself cleansed. It's the whole point of the practice, right? All right, gently release the feet down to the mat, about mat width apart, and gently windshield wiper the legs from side to side. Nice and slow, intentional movement. You may feel a bit of stretch here through the waistline, front of the hips, or even the low back. And last but not least, we have Savasana. Sweet Savasana. Let the legs extend long underneath you, about mat width apart, arms by your sides, palms up, but no higher than the shoulders. If it's chilly where you are, bring a blanket over you. Let your eyes close and take rest. start to deepen your breath. Find energy in your fingers, toes, wrists, ankles, hands, and feet. Extend the arms overhead by your ears for a big, full body stretch. Hug the knees into your chest and gently rock from side to side. Roll onto your right side, resting in fetal position, right arm under your head as a pillow. Gently press yourself up into a seated position, eyes remain closed. And hands can either press together at your heart center or one hand on your heart and one on your belly. Take a few moments here to check in with how you feel after this practice. How do you feel physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and spiritually? Take a moment for some gratitude. What are you grateful for in this moment and why? Thank you so much for practicing with me. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste.
Have more time? Check out one of these beautiful practices over here, and there's more suggestions in the description below. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time.